I just don't understand this, and this will probably get me in trouble. Why in museums they have bones of dinosaurs, but not one burial site of Moses, Jesus, the pharaohs, none of those people. But they have.
Jesus is allegedly buried in.
Allegedly.
Hey, Segovia, back with another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all, we're back. We're back with another one. Today, we're back, y'all. Back with the hour banger for you guys on this beautiful Sunday evening. Hope you guys are enjoying the content I've been putting out, trying to get more consistent. Yeah, I've been consistent, but I know I could do better. So that's the goal this week, y'all. But I ain't going to talk too much, y'all. Enough with the chit chat. Let's do what we all came here for. Let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I didn't believe Cat Williams when he talked. What's the real story between you guys?
See, the first time it happened was 2009.
Oh, so this wasn't the first time he did this?
Oh, no, man. We performed in Detroit for New Year's Eve. Biggest paycheck either one of us had ever had. And it was the two of us. Cat got into a situation a few weeks prior to that. Not going to say what it was, but it led up to us not being able to do the show New Year's Eve 2008 going into 2009.
Now, just him or both of you guys?
It was going to cause him not to be on the show. Now, I knew what had happened, but I wouldn't tell that to the promoter because I'm not that guy.
Yeah, of course.
I stayed loyal to him.
Yeah.
When I got to Detroit, Cat Williams got out of the situation. He got there early, and he was on the radio station talking about, I'm going to destroy Steve Harvey. And I'm going, wait, we're doing comedy. You know, we're not rappers. This ain't a beef.
Oh, is this what he was describing when he's like, I tore him up and he doesn't want to do it again?
Yeah. He had got with this promoter and they were going to cut his pay. And so they wanted to come up with a way to increase sales. The show sold out eventually. So he decided to put us in the Joe Louis Arena in a boxing ring and put us in robes, like fighter robes. And Cat insisted that I go first. Well, as long as you pay me my money, I don't care when I go up. So I said, okay, cool. So I did my set. When I'm through, he goes up on stage and he just rips into me. I'm in the tunnel looking at this going, what is happening? My wife is with me and she's seeing me and I'm hot. Now, I'm a Christian, but I ain't that good a Christian. You know, so I said, okay, when he come off stage, I'm gonna fix him. I'm gonna tighten him up. I'm gonna fold his clothes up. I'm gonna put some medicine on him. Whatever wrong, I'm gonna heal him tonight. And my wife said, no, I want to go home. So that happened in 2009. It was all over the place. Fast forward, Club Shay Shay, he's over here ripping me again. You know, I've heard Kevin Hart say certain things, but, you know, I've stayed quiet about it. So the clip is everywhere.
Yeah,
it's the most viral clip ever.
Yeah, it's out there.
On Club Shay Shay. You know, it bugged me, but see, I'm an insider. So I know the truth. Here's what I've learned about haters. You'll never have a hater that's doing better than you.
Amen.
It was just too many untruths said in that whole thing about Ricky Smiley. And, you know, you don't have the power to have the man's next role in a dress in Hollywood and a studio accept that from you. You're not that powerful a guy. You don't really turn down $200 million worth of roles. You didn't really do that.
He made it seem like it was like the Illuminati was making you guys do all these things.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I know Jesus. I've never learned what Illuminati was. I know Christ.
Amen.
I know the ultimate source. To sit up there and talk about all these men who are accomplishing stuff, I just felt bad for him. And I just wanted to go, man, what's wrong? I would easily sit with Cat.
On the calendar of scripture.com, painting of Circe, C-I-R-C apostrophe E. Her right hand has a cup, the cup of the fornication that she gives the nations. This is why we call California. The original term of California did not start with the letter C. It started with the letter K. Cali. Well, who was Cali? K-A-L-I. Glad you asked. Kali is a six-armed goddess demon within the religion of Hinduism, with the skulls of men on her body. That's Kali. She was the consort of the male demon god called Shiva, S-H-I-V-A, also within Hinduism, who has 4 arms. Wait a minute. So Kali, K-A-L-I, has 6 arms. Her consort, she's the consort of her husband, another demon, Shiva, who has 4 arms. 6 and 4, 10. Here comes the counterfeit. So Satan says, you know what? I know God created the universe in 10 dimensions in Genesis 1, but I'm going to bring back a counterfeit of 10, mixed in with demons of Kali, 6, and Shiva forearms are 46 chromosomes. So California, Kali, the goddess, which means life or dark life in Hinduism, then the term fornia. Brother, this is where you get the term fornication. Oh my God. Oh Lord have
the goblet
mercy.
of fire, right?
Look at that.
This is the same image.
Oh my God. Say that again.
So I'm pulling this up when I edit it. So the fourth book, I want to say, of Harry Potter, which wrote the J.K. Rowling with the tattoo of the Baphomet.
Yes, yes.
So basically, he holds this wand in the left hand and this goblet in his right hand. This is the same thing as you mentioned.
Same thing for Cersei. Yeah. You see, she holds.
But it's so freaking connected like this.
Connected.
But do you think they do this intentionally? Or this is the demons or the Satan is working through them?
It's both. They do it intentionally, but through the demons of intentionality. In other words, with Cersei, the chalice in her right hand, this is inside is pharmakia. You ever see those pharmacology symbols of a cup or a bowl?
With a snake.
Yeah. Also with a utensil that breaks down the powder of a pill. Okay? And on her left hand is a wand made out of holly. Hollywood.
When I heard overdose, I'm not gonna lie, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, Earl got a lot of information. Maybe somebody gave him a hot shot. I ain't even gonna lie. There is no way he was enjoying being a new father too much to just turn around and give it all up. He just did a movie. He had new music. I've seen actual receipts. It was not a drug overdose that killed Earl Simmons. It was not. I can say that definitively for a fact. Earl Simmons' demise had absolutely nothing to do with drugs. Allegedly, physicians that did not work at that hospital came to that hospital to work on him and then left as soon as he expired, and no one knew them. I cannot share who the confidential information came from. What I can say, it is a source that works inside of the medical team at the hospital where DMX expired. And the paperwork allegedly confirms that he died from a reaction to either coronavirus or to the vaccine.
Every time I don't know, y'all. I saw DMX on a Drink Champs interview before he passed. He didn't look good. He did not look good. So I don't know where Jaguar Wright gets all her info from, but who knows? I'm just saying, when I saw him on that Drink Champs episode, he did not look good at all.
Pizza, I like can't the next day. It's not even pizza. It's American pizza. It's our wheat. Our wheat is poisoned. It's sprayed with folic acid, and all the nutrients are pulled out of it. There's glyphosate in the wheat. So your body's like, what is this? Yeah. When I go to Italy, I eat pizza over there. I eat a whole pizza. I feel great. Oh, really? You just nice the next day? I never have a problem shitting.
Is there anywhere? Has anybody tested that? I hear that all the time. Like I went to, Italy. I had the pasta. I didn't feel like crap. I felt good. Like, because I know they say in other countries they give you smaller portions. Like I can eat pasta right now. Of course, if I eat freaking 3 bowls of pasta, I'm gonna be like, ugh. But if I just have a serving, right? Weigh out a serving, weigh out some ground beef on there with some spaghetti sauce and Parmesan cheese, maybe a slice of garlic bread. I'm gonna feel good. I'm not gonna feel like crap. If I eat 10 bowls, yeah, I'm gonna feel like, oh. Has anybody been to Italy, or is there any watchers from Italy? How is it? How is it? If you overeat it, are you gonna feel like crap like anything else? Or is there something in the wheat out here?
Map that is safe in the event of a nuclear war.
There's one tiny little place, New Zealand, and a little bit of Australia, and that has to do with, if you follow the idea of nuclear war, that agriculture fails when we have a nuclear winter, and the sun gets blocked out. When you have all the billions of people dying, it's because agriculture fails. And it is said by those who study this that there are some areas in Australia and New Zealand which would remain viable. But you're talking about kind of hunter-gatherer type people. Now, among the stranger conversations I have had had since nuclear war scenario published was with several billionaires who actually have bunkers in New Zealand.
No.
Oh, yeah.
They will remain nameless, but what was interesting to me, it was that these individuals realizing the world could end in 72 minutes wasn't let's all get together and make sure nuclear war doesn't happen. It was more about how fast can I get my G5 loaded so I can get to New Zealand. A private aircraft can take you from Los Angeles to New Zealand without refueling.
Rich people live in these monstrous houses that look like a cheesecake factory. Always so poorly done. Yes. It's always Tuscan, brown granite, and it's just like, let's have a more diminutive structure that's well done on the interior.
It's kind of like when people get famous, they get stunted in that age. It's the same with their interior design. So the moment that like Britney came into all that money, it was the era of Tuscan.
Right.
Like and so that's why it looks like the Olive Garden in her lobby. They stop at where they were famous.
Kris Jenner has a new face.
I don't understand how that's even possible.
So here's what they do. They chop you open right here, like all right here. They chop you open all down here, like behind your ears. They chop your neck and they pull it up and they sew it back into the muscle.
What is the long-term effects of that? Anything?
Yeah, like you lose the elasticity.
Like you'll kind of just always like wide-eyed?
Yeah, and it like makes your lip like, so you're kind of just like this. And you probably laugh like,
fake history. Well, that same guy has more footage now from Mooly Point.
Bro found some zigzags in Mooly Point.
It's all natural.
Y'all still think this is natural? By the way, this is the POV channel on YouTube, and I reached out to this guy to give him a gift for all the hard work he's doing.
It's all natural, bro.
Look at this. Look at this huge. Look at that line. That ain't natural.
No.
That's not natural. Look at these cuts, bro. And people keep saying, "Oh, you're trying to say that right angles don't happen in nature." I'm not saying right angles don't happen in nature. I'm saying these right angles, these cuts aren't natural. I know all about pyrite. People keep dropping pyrite in the chat. I already know about pyrite.
That's staggered.
This is a Nephilim Titan quarry. Them Titans sliced this up, laid it. Who knows?
I don't know if it's Nephilim.
The joint don't look natural to me.
But it ain't
this
natural.
block right here is 1.1 million pounds. He did the measurements. He took the weight, did all that stuff. Doesn't look natural. Doesn't look natural. And I understand that it's not. You don't want to hear that it's not natural because that means everything you've been told is fake. You're like, okay, well, what can I trust? Who do I trust? The Matrix is lying to you, man.
The Democrats in the Biden administration had access to this, right? And if Trump was in it, this is like a piece of logic. If Trump was in it or connected, they would have used it against him. Like they used everything against him. They went after him for money. They went after him for, I mean, like the complete power of the justice system and any other system they had at their disposal, they used against Trump.
Unless your guys are also implicated.
I didn't consider that. I thought that Trump was clean from it because he had rallied against it so hard. He'd ran on it. All the people that he's hiring are people that are going after it and essentially promoting themselves on it. Right. But there is a version where it's like, what is it? It's like a mutual assured destruction. So it is nukes on everybody. So therefore, they're like, we could go after Trump with this, but by exposing Trump as part of this thing, it might expose all the other people or confirm that it is an actual blackmail ring. And once it's confirmed that it is an actual blackmail ring, we got to see how far this goes.
Yeah. And it might not even implicate like Democrat politicians. Like it likely does, but it doesn't necessarily need to, because by our guys, you could just mean the U.S. government.
Yes. The intelligence community is involved in it. Okay.
I think it's either U.S. government or rich donors.
There's a version of this where he is involved, right? That's not completely clean just yet. He is involved. To what extent, we do not know. But it's not like the most absurd thing, right? Like the guy was partying with Epstein. There's another scenario. Let's assume Trump isn't compromised, but the intelligence communities come to him and they basically say, this is us. This is what we do. There are a lot of people here that are going to go down if you out this. And the reality is you're not going to out this. And I would like to take this a little further. There's a version where the intelligence community comes in. They go, you don't really run the country. You get to make a lot of decisions, and that's fine. But you look the other way at the things we do, and we look the other way at the things you do. And then once the things you do cross paths with the things that we do, we remind you that you don't really run the country. And maybe that's what, and I'm not trying to give Putin credit here, but remember when Putin said that thing about like, you know, every American president, what is it? Every American president has these great ideas. And then once he gets elected, the real men that run the country, the men in suits, walk in and tell him what the deal is. And that wouldn't be that shocking to me, because the idea that like we have a new person running the country every 4 years or 8 years and they plot the course of America for the next 300 is kind of absurd. They could have come up to him and be like, you know, we missed on purpose, right? Like they could have sat him down in a room and be like, you know, we missed on purpose, right? And he goes, what? He goes, the guy who had the perfect shot on you from 100 meters away or whatever, like, we missed on purpose. You didn't look at a fucking sign. Looking at the sign got you closer. But we missed on purpose. And we won't the next time, unless you tell people to look the other way about this Epstein shit. To me, I would not be surprised at all if the CIA and the FBI actually are running the country. And we get to bicker about little shit. They go, oh, let them fight about abortion. You know, let them fight about hate speech. Let them fight about this. But the real decisions, like if we're going to send more fucking aid to Ukraine, if we're going to send more aid to Israel, those decisions are already made because we continue to make them. Despite Americans not wanting them, the same fucking decision gets made, right? Over and over again.
Agree a little bit. Those chickens were immune from bird flu. Agriculture has been severely affected by these viral pandemics. And these same viral pandemics are mitigated, I believe, in commonality with these polypore mushrooms that grow in the woods.
I wonder if that would also help animal agriculture, because like the ubiquitous use of antibiotics is a real concern with people, with cows and with chickens. And
we had there's a viral pandemic of a form of bird flu, not H5N1, but another bird flu. I can't remember. I think it was H7N2 in Iowa and Minnesota about 10 years ago. They were euthanizing millions and millions of chickens and turkeys and ducks. You can look this up. There's an organic farm, and we gave 1/4 of a gram of agaricon per chicken in their feed. And we began that chicken, there's 2 big chicken hens, about 20,000 layers, birds that lay eggs. And it became an oasis of immunity. Those chickens were immune from bird flu. The USDA had an insurance policy to pay the chicken growers, and the chicken growers quickly learned that they could get an insurance check, lay off the employees, get the cash for lost profits, and so they were not incentivized.
I've heard that from people that are deeply connected to that industry, that there was a bunch of euthanizations that didn't have to happen, and they did it, and they inflated this whole concept, you know, because the numbers got grossly inflated because they were euthanizing chickens for profit.
Money, y'all. Even the farmers. Money talks. A little north out there. Crazy, huh? In a movie.
I'm Leah Adler from California. I own the Milky Way restaurant with my dear husband. And I would like to have brachas for all my children and grandchildren and my husband.
You have your name marked?
Yes, I'm Steven Spielberg's mother also. Steven Spielberg, the famous film director, is my son.
Your son?
Yes.
You have his name also here?
Yes. And it's all here.
Yeah. And I have a good news always. And to go from strength to strength in private affairs and strength from strength to strength about spreading Yiddishkeit in good mood, not success. And have a kosher Trevach and Pesach.
I just came back from Los Angeles. I have a script that I wrote that Hollywood is going to make into a feature film about a Jewish people. I told them that would be nice, but we could not film on the Sabbath, and they seemed to think that wouldn't be a problem. A little bracha, because this is unbelievable.
Yeah, then you have a big bracha, not a little bracha.
Thank you, Rabbi.
God will not bless you. That's a double portion.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
This is Mr. Ginsburg. He's in the motion picture industry.
God will not bless you to be successful and to make the Jewish pictures in a good way.
I will.
Yeah, and God will not bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, to be successful.
When you go to sleep, after you brush your teeth, you can brush your teeth as good as you want. When you wake up, your teeth are back stained, your teeth feel dirty when you rub your teeth with your tongue. And the reason why is because your teeth is a cleansing organism. It cleanses itself every night. And to prove this, there have been people put on feeding tubes that haven't eaten in months. But every day, the doctor still orders the nurse or a loved one to go brush their teeth because their teeth can still get this buildup tartar and plaque on it. Why is that? Because your teeth is constantly cleansing itself throughout the day. Every time your heart beats, every time your blood vessel contract and dilate, you have something literally called tubules in your teeth, which I'm going to show you. And when your heart beats and contract and dilate, the blood flows throughout the body and the lymphatic system in the system push out anything that's not supposed to be inside of your teeth. This is called dentin tubules. And let me show y'all that real quick for people that think I'm just making up stuff. All right, so if you look at the enamel, then you see the actual dentin. Look at the dentinal tubules. Now, these are actual tubes that's inside of the tooth structure. Here go exposed dentinal tubules. Notice they have a bunch of little bitty microscopic holes in them. So you see the blood and the nerve and the lymph. Whenever your body is recycling the blood and your lungs and your calf muscle is pumping the blood, it's acting as an actual heart valve, cardio output of blood. This pumping sensation literally sends all different types of what you'll call metabolites or waste byproducts through these actual little holes in your teeth. And that's how you get plaque built up under your teeth, in your gums, and on top of your gums. And that's the reason why it is very, very important to actually brush your teeth 3 times a day. And what I say is what you do is you wet brush at night, you dry brush in the middle of the day, and then you wet brush again actually in the rising. And this will actually keep all of those metabolites and metabolic waste that your teeth is secreting throughout the day off your teeth. That way it won't build up tartar plaque. And then if it don't build up this plaque and it don't build up these things that's coming out your teeth, guess what? Bacteria have no reason to go and form in that place. And since bacteria is not forming in that place, then it won't get inside the bloodstream and travel to your heart, travel to your through your lymphatic system, travel to your eternal, not internal, but eternal organs. And then you won't end up with
Did you know that the shark in the Jaws poster is not actually based on a great white shark? The toothy fish in question is actually based on a specimen housed here in the ichthyology collection of the American Museum of Natural History. And that specimen, not a great white. It's actually a short-finned mako shark, and it's still housed in our collection today. While all of our specimens here in the collection carry with them a certain scientific value, there's also a degree of artistic value and, in some specific cases, pop cultural value. Back in the 1970s, the renowned artist Roger Kestrel visited the museum seeking inspiration for a film poster he was working on, Jaws. He took photos of the shark models, including this one made from a short-finned mako, which eventually became the key art for the now iconic movie poster. Mako sharks might not seem as fearsome as a white shark, but they are the fastest shark in the sea. A streamlined body and smooth tooth-like scales called dermal denticles help reduce drag and help it to achieve speeds of almost 60 miles per hour.
Yeah, I don't think this could have aged any worse for Kash Patel.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI.
But who? That is I mean, there's.
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. This is another government gangster operation.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. New York is unhinged. I was just out for 3 hours running errands, went downtown, rode the subway, came back up, and I felt uncomfortable probably 5 or 6 times. And then I came back to my stoop to eat lunch, and 2 different occasions, 2 people came. One guy is walking with like bow and arrows and a big bag and just screaming at the top of his lungs, and then he stopped right on my stoop. I live on the Upper West Side. You don't usually see all of this. And then another guy was just limping, screaming from the top of his lungs. It's unhinged. I don't want to admit it, but I don't know. Maybe it's the weather. We just had one hot day, but New York is It's getting worse, if that's even possible. All right.
LA, New York,
Stay safe out there.
beautiful cities.
You understand politics, you think you understand political parties. You're all full of crap. You don't know what the Illuminati is. If you're Republican or you're Democrat, you're wrong. Why? It's this easy. It's called divide and conquer. That's why there's two parties and only two. And they're controlled by the same people at the very top who belong to the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderberger Group. They also belong to the Trilateral Commission, and you people don't even know what the hell that is. But if you did know, you would know that these are the people that control your world by making global policies that you never vote on, and by which parties both serve and belong to these organizations and control your world. Now, here's how it works. Really easy. Divide and conquer can only work if the people that are divided are not aware of the falsely created division. If you're not aware of it, then it works. If you know about it, then it don't work no more. If you have socialism without capitalism, it becomes communism. If you have capitalism without socialism, it becomes fascism. And it's just that easy. I love you. That's all you need to know. That's why Masonic symbols are all over your freaking money. But you don't pay any attention. Ridiculous.
Can someone please explain to me why Celine Dion has a children's clothing label where all the photos look like the children are being or have been abused, and why they're so satanic in nature and so uncomfortable with the design? Like, I'm having a really hard time understanding how the fact that this has gone on for 6 years. I went to their Instagram and I'm just finding photo after photo, not to mention things like this. Don't talk, just kiss. Like making children wear really uncomfortable designs and then promoting Pride Month. Remember, this is a children's clothing label. Like, and then looking at how Celine Dion looks now here in 2025, kind of putting it all together, and like, I didn't realize the shoe was on that side. What do you guys think about all this? Should we be worried? And please tell me you're not buying this for your children.
Did you know that 85% of women leaders said that they will not hire a woman if she knows that they have small children? 85% of women leaders said they will not hire a woman if they know that they have small children. Didn't that leader had small children at some point too? Maybe, maybe not. But 85%? Come on, girls. Let's help each other out. Jeez.
I know that there was a documentary on Netflix. It was called The Root Cause.
Yes.
And it exposed a lot of things that you're talking about. And it educated the population on a lot of things that you're talking about. And then it mysteriously disappeared. It's gone.
It was a class action lawsuit by the American Association of Endodontists. And they said it was scaring the public or something ridiculous.
You mean scaring the public into not doing it so
Right.
it ruins their money?
Well, yes. I mean, they do, they're protecting the interests of their members, and their members, they make their living doing this stuff. I hate to say that because getting someone out of pain is, give somebody their life back.
Aren't there things that you can do for a root canal naturally? Like
Yes.
Dr. Darrell and I have talked about, like taking black seed oil.
Yes.
He has the black seed oil I take every day.
Yes. And homeopathics. By the way, in a tooth with deep decay, there are way, way, way too many dentists that are in this mechanical removal of decay, seeing like they got to scrub everything, and then they expose the nerve, and then they go, oh, Lauren, we got to do a root canal now. The nerve is exposed. The decay was so deep. First thing I do in deep decay in our offices is we use ozone. Ozone disinfects that deep decay, and the decay kind of sloughs off. Then you get down to the healthy tooth. And then sometimes I'll do what's called a laser pulp cap. I'll use a little laser light to protect the nerve. And then we build that tooth back up and we keep that tooth vital. There's way too many root canals that are done like a knee-jerk response.
I fantasize about like that being my job.
So do I, dude.
Just mowing lawns for the rest of my life.
Is that a male fantasy?
I think about it all the time. I just want to throw my AirPods in and I just want to sit on a mower.
I don't have grass
and just
no more.
mow the high school field.
Those TikToks?
Mm-hmm.
I watch all of them.
I fall asleep to those all the time.
You ever seen the ones with the guys with the weed eaters?
Yeah.
I watch all of them.
Yeah.
Do you think all guys fantasize about that?
I don't know, man.
No.
They changed Pringles. So we just got some of these cans of, I haven't really had Pringles for a long time, but we got some of these cans. And this is completely different. Does everybody know about this? This is not the normal Pringle. It
used to be smooth.
It's got like bumps on it. They used to be smooth and like grainy, and even when you eat it, it's completely different. This is not a Pringle. I don't know what this is, but this is not Pringles. Can somebody help me understand what's going on here?
This crazy-ass looking plane might be the future of flying, and they're saying it would make air travel more spacious, fuel-efficient, and cheaper. The aviation company, Nautilus, released the latest visuals of their blended wing body design, and it looks pretty damn wild. Its unique shape would make the aircraft more aerodynamic than the traditional Boeing, use 20% less fuel, and cut operational costs in half. Not only that, but since it's not a narrow tube like today's planes, there's way more room inside for passengers and crew. And according to Nautilus, it would also be a much quieter flight for passengers as well, due to the position of its engines. But there's always some drawbacks. Because of its shape, there's fewer window seats. And if you think about it, those who do get the window seat, imagine the roll because of how far away you are from the center of rotation. And also because it doesn't have a traditional tail, people are concerned about the aircraft's stability and control. And there's also some concern of it passing the stringent safety regulations. But, you know, Boeing finds a way to sneak past them. I'm kidding. But other companies are also in a race to get this aircraft model off the ground. JetZero on track to fly a demonstration flight by the year 2027. So, what do you think? Is this the future of flying or not?
I need to upgrade. Like I said, I've flown once, Southwest. I'm sure that's not the best flight, but it was just from Phoenix to LA. And when I got in there, I was like, this is like the freaking 80s in here. Everything's old. First time I've ever flown. First time I've ever been in an airport. First time I've ever been on an airplane. I was probably, 26, 27. And when I got in there, I was like, what the heck? This plane is so freaking old. You would think it being, 2027, 2028 at that time, like it would be top-notch technology. No, planes are freaking old. Yeah, it's time to upgrade those things, I think.
Seen those videos from the 1930s of them moving entire buildings, like huge buildings?
I haven't seen that.
Not only did they move these buildings like several inches a day, and they completely rotated like 180 degrees where the foundation of the building lay, but they also kept the power and electricity and the gas on.
That's when I just thought
That's wild. This is it.
People didn't quit working the entire time.
Yeah, the people that were in the building kept working. So it's an 8-story, 11,000-ton Indiana Bell building rotation in 1930.
Since we're talking about the Catholic Church, I heard about this one thing too that I thought was pretty fascinating. So it was the Eucharistic miracle of Buenos Aires. Have you ever heard of this?
No. Sounds familiar. What is that last part? Is that a city or?
Yeah, in Argentina.
Okay, I've heard that before though. Yeah.
So in 1996, August 18th, 1996, in this one church in Buenos Aires, Argentina, someone found the consecrated host or communion, like the bread part, in a candle holder, and they're like, the way to dispose of that, because it's been blessed, So what they would do is, or he took it and he placed it in a cup of water, basically, and put it back into the what do you call it? The tabernacle.
That's the candle?
No, the
candle holder.
The Eucharist.
The
bread
okay,
part.
sorry,
He put in a cup of water to where it would just dissolve.
Got it.
It's already been blessed. It's like you don't just throw it away.
Got it.
But then on August 26th, so like 30 days later, he opened it up, and what he saw was the consecrated host, the bread, looked like it had blood on it, and it had not dissolved at all. And he's like, what in the world?
Mm-hmm.
And so he brought in Jorge, who is Pope Francis, or was Pope Francis.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. He showed him on September 6th in Pope Francis was basically like, take pictures of it, document it, because this is crazy, because it wasn't dissolving. If anything, it was actually looking like it was growing and like turning into flesh. Oh my gosh. Flesh and blood. And so what they did was they basically kept it for 3 years until they were like, okay, let's test to see what it is. So they sent it to this guy, Dr. Frederick Zugabul. I'll just call him Dr. Frederick.
Yeah.
In New York. Did not tell him.
You know, in the Annunaki theory of the order.
I just want you guys to know, I don't personally cut these TikToks off. It is just the way the TikTok is. I see it. I don't watch the whole thing. I download it. I watch it here. We just let it ride over here, y'all. I'm not going to go through, edit that clip out. Because he says some valuable things. Maybe you can go find the rest of that clip or go do some research on it instead of me deleting it and you have no idea about that at all. You know what I mean?
Humans being created to be slaves, the violent nature of humans, that massive increase in technology, and the character Adamu, and the story that has similarities to the name and characteristics of Adam in the Bible. But the first thing I want to talk about, man, is the breakdown they have that human beings were created to be slaves.
Yeah.
I know people don't like hearing it, but when I observe human beings fight on daily life, it just seems like not even the average, but majority of people, they need to be told what to do.
Yeah.
They're not really into like fending for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, biological entities that we call human beings have something called the worship gene. If anybody think I'm lying, just Google the worship gene in human beings. We have a worship gene. So there have been genes that have been unlocked in our systems and certain other genes in DNA that have been suppressed that gives us the worshiping feeling. That's why, you know, Christianity is a very big worshiping type of religion. Every religion, whether you get into the Muslim community, every religion have a very, very worshiping type of entity that's involved in their interaction. And notice that they, instead of looking in the mirror and seeing that you are comprised of everything that God is truly made of, you look in the sky and you bow down and you live your life guided off these certain rules that was given to you by an entity that you can't even see.
You can prove that the moon landings are fake with one photograph. There are 4 incontrovertible proofs that we didn't go to the moon. Each one by itself would prove it in a court of law. Now, I'm a filmmaker. A filmmaker's job is to make fake scenes look real. They claim that on the moon, it's 20 times brighter than a desert on Earth at noon because there's no atmosphere. So the last thing you would need in a picture on the moon would be electrical lighting. On the left is a picture I took outside in sunlight. You can do this yourself. Go outside on a cloudless day, look at 2 people standing, 2 trees, 2 telephone poles, which this is, and you can see the shadows always run parallel. It's mathematically and scientifically impossible for shadows in sunlight to ever intersect. Impossible. On the right is a picture they claim was from the last, quote, mission to the moon, where an astronaut shadow is at 12 o'clock and a rock 5 feet away is intersecting at 9 o'clock at 90 degrees. That is an electrical light that is very, very close to those objects. That proves in a court of law that that picture on the right was taken with a very close electrical light, which means they're on Earth, which means they did not go to the moon. That's it. We just proved the moon landing was fake in one photograph.
Bro, I was switching my laundry over. Why I say cancer and reproductive harm? That is insane. Like, it's just so crazy how everything in America just made to just kill you.
Iowa, Russia, India, and Spain the last 24 hours. But in this, I know something very odd. Is it possible that there's a correlation between all the floods and the new research paper that came out that insinuated, not saying it is, but insinuated a reversal of the ocean currents? The fact checks have been awfully weird about this research paper. You can see right here and pause if you want. They're kind of running around the fact of whether or not it is happening. But instead of allowing rational equations, they're saying it's not specifically stated, therefore it's not true. I'm not saying it is true. But really quickly, let me show you what the paper says. If you want to read it yourself, just type this in. Basically, it's stating that there's a melt-off of ice in Antarctica, but they figure, because the way they know everything works, that the fresh water would go to the bottom of the ocean. But instead of that, they're seeing a very high salinity on the very top of the ocean, not allowing ice to form around Antarctica. So in theory, things are moving differently in the ocean as usual. So fact check history, I'm not saying there's a reversal, but by all accounts it does appear that the water's going a different direction. And of course there's no correlation at all between the floods and the ocean, and completely 1000% unrelated, not relevant whatsoever. It's pretty wild how we can use frequency and electricity is frequency to change the properties, flow, and even viscosity of the water itself. And water temperature can change the viscosity, and frequency can change the friction in the water. And this right here is a formula on how they can harness the power of water. And again, unrelated, completely not relevant whatsoever, Noah took to the air right after the leader of the United States left. Wonder what they were doing. We're living in some crazy times. Is Antarctica about to be hot again?
I just don't understand this, and this will probably get me in trouble. Why in museums they have bones of dinosaurs, but not one burial site of Moses, Jesus, the pharaohs, none of those people. But they have...
I mean, Jesus is allegedly buried in...
Allegedly.
Things that make you go... Kanye just wanted to give a man head, so he did it. And...
Wait, what?
You know, I mean, I've heard other rumors here and there that some of the artists that Kanye signed, the male artists, they was kind of messing with him in that way and so forth. And it wouldn't totally surprise me if you really think about it, because, like, look, you an aspiring rapper. Here goes Kanye West. All you gotta do is give him some head, and he'll give you some beats and a record deal, maybe. Listen, some of these dudes are already kind of, you know, undecided. Yeah, all right, I'll go do that. Like, won't be the first time in the music industry this has happened. Listen.
In the bathtub, they show water, but it's symbolic. The water, their water, is symbolic to blood. Right. And they have to get in that bathtub. Even Eminem, you see him on one of those magazines. He's just leaning back, bare chested, with blood up to his stomach. Wow. In a cast iron, you know, bathtub. And that's how they do their rituals. Everything is backwards. Who's the other guy? I know there's a lot of them. A lot of them.
This is early access to an adult's Chuck E. Cheese, so let's see what it looks like. All right, so this is where you purchase the tickets. So I don't know if this is anything like a Chuck E. Cheese, because Chuck E. Cheese is like a lot of people walking around, but as you can see over here, they do have one of the Chuck E. Cheese mascots locked up. Helen Henny is the animatronic's name. A little bit creepy, but that's how you know we're in a Chuck E. Cheese. They're at least retaining some of their mascots and some of the characters that are coming from the Chuck E. Cheese universe. So just like most arcades, at Chuck's Arcade, all you do here is just like buy a card, and then you just go and play the games as you'd like and swipe throughout.
Outside really costs $100 minimum. It's crazy. I leave my house and money just starts evaporating. I didn't plan to spend anything. I just wanted to get fresh air, maybe touch grass. And now I'm $14 deep in ice latte and contemplating $38 hummus. Every social event is a financial ambush now. Let's grab drinks. It sounds cute until you realize that's code for $17 cocktails, $6 sharing fees, and $42 in emotional regret. Even the free plans cost money now. A walk, yeah, cool, until you pass a store and suddenly you need a candle that smells like Scandinavian pine and validation. I don't know. Then someone's like, let's just Uber there. Okay, $28 one way. Should we split an appetizer? Yeah, that's another $18 for 3 decorative bites and a leaf. At this point, staying in isn't boring. It's a financial strategy. I don't even go out anymore. I budget for the idea of going out. Then I cancel and reward myself with takeout, which still somehow costs $40. I don't know.
9. These are the floods from Indonesia today, flooding from Nepal yesterday, floods in Arkansas today, New Mexico yesterday, historic flooding in New Zealand last week. Flash floods in Oklahoma today. Texas just a few days ago. Bangladesh is getting hammered with floods as well. There was a sudden storm that flooded Split.
What is the strange fact that you feel like no one will believe you?
There's a lake in Africa that exploded and 1,700 people. It's called Lake Nyos, and back in the 80s, it just randomly released a humongous invisible cloud of carbon dioxide, and it basically just rolled right over the nearby villages and everyone and everything in their sleep.
That's insane.
The people who did survive, they woke up to just dead animals and dead people everywhere, including birds that just fell out of the sky. And it continues to happen, except that they've installed these pipes into the lake to release the gas slowly instead of all at once, creating, a cataclysmic event.
I just looked it up. Only 845 survivors.
And I see, just like on TV, I came home from work yesterday and I saw on Oprah Winfrey show, they was talking about who's the baddest bitch now. Is that something for at a 4 o'clock afternoon? You know what I'm saying? Kids watch this at a 4 o'clock afternoon. Now, that's something that's heavy to say, I'm a bad bitch, and then the word kept going. It's the images that these kids get. It's the images.
This is how things go from bad to worse, and it just went thermonuclear with President Trump taking a side in the epic battle royale between Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi. Dan Bongino throwing down the gauntlet, saying, I will not remain at the FBI if Pam Bondi remains as the Attorney General. And there was a lot of rumors that Kash Patel would be joining him. This post by Kash Patel sent at 2:30 p.m. today. The conspiracy theories about me are not true. It's an honor to serve the President of the United States. I'm going to continue to serve for as long as he calls on me. Now, it took Kash a while to post that, so you have to assume that things were really rocky. President Trump just dropped this thermonuclear bomb on the entire situation. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases gals? They are all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We are on one team, MAGA. And I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world. Selfish people are trying to hurt it. All over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, Epstein, over and over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and losers and criminals in the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intel agents and laptop from hell? They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used against me. And now the so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Okay. So President Trump has acknowledged that the Epstein files exist here. President Trump has acknowledged that the files were written and that there is something there. He says that they were written, however, by his enemies and therefore will not be released. Whoa, what? That's new in this entire zeitgeist. This is something that is wildly interesting. And then he goes all in on supporting Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. No mention of Dan Bongino. Just in, President Trump attempts to shut down Epstein criticism, saying, let's keep it that way and not waste time on energy on Jeffrey Epstein nobody cares about. He also goes on to say Pam Bondi is doing a fantastic job. I can tell you this, I gave a speech last night, and a lot of people cared about the Epstein files. As a matter of fact, this audience really, really cares about Jeffrey Epstein, and knowing that we're not paying tax dollars to protect predators, right, or to a predator cult. That matters. Again, by admitting that the Epstein files are real and have been written and that you've read them and you don't like their contents and they were written by your enemies, doesn't make the most compelling case. Holy moly. This is what's going to melt down the internet right now.
How many drones were you guys using?
So in Texas, we use airplanes, not drones.
You used airplanes.
We use airplanes. However, right, these airplanes are like 6-seater aircraft. They're not the high altitude jetliners or stuff. That's worth saying because I think a lot of people hear about cloud seeding. They'll look up and see these trails in the sky. They'll think that that's cloud seeding. That's not cloud seeding, right? Whether you believe that those long trails in the sky are condensation trails or chemtrails, and I don't think that they are chemtrails. I haven't seen evidence for it. A lot of people have sent me the movie The Dimming. Have you heard of this?
No, I've not seen it.
There's this piece on geoengineering and the risks of solar radiation modification and potentially chemtrails that a lot of people have sent to me. I'm not compelled by that evidence, frankly. Anyway, all that to say, I am totally open-minded to the notion that there could be nefarious stuff from state actors. We know that China is investing $1.4 billion into their weather modification program. As of our last conversation, it was $300 million. They just ramped it up to $1.4 billion per year.
Those blocks on the roof of the King's Chamber weigh 70 tons each. Now, Egyptologists will tell you that, oh, they could move heavy blocks because they put them on wet sand and they push them along on wet sand.
way.
Well, maybe if you're just at ground level, that will do. But when you're 350 feet above the ground, as you are in the King's Chamber, that won't do at all. I don't think anybody knows how they did it, how they lifted those stones, how they brought them up to that level. I think we're looking, again, at a lost technology.
At any given moment, there are 60 billion souls waiting for a body on Earth. If you knew how precious a human body was, you would be dancing in the street with joy. But we don't get taught that. We get taught the body is sinful, it's dirty, and all these other contorted religious ideas. And then we have a fashion industry that makes anybody less than a supermodel feel like they have to have a boob job or this or that, or wear the expensive clothes and Photoshop yourself on and share illusory pictures of yourself. That's classic Luciferianism, right? Creating illusions. And so we've created this very dangerous culture, because when you start mixing these religious ideas with socially contrived traps for people to get them to spend money and all the other stuff that I could mention, you create a very perfect environment for spiritual growth, but a very dangerous environment if you don't have enough wise elders around to help you see clearly. And we've lost our elders. We don't have a structure for spiritual development anymore. Nietzsche said a long time ago, God is dead, because Christianity had objectified God so thoroughly there was no mystery left. And that's what it means to kill God.
Have you ever whispered to your Alexa? I got rid of mine, bro. I don't trust it anymore. What does whispering do to it?
It'll be like, are you there? And then you'll be like,
Alexa.
don't say yes. No. Yeah. It does that. It's weird. Like, I don't have Alexa. I turn off my Siri. That stuff is always listening. It's not just when you say the name, then it clicks on. But it's always listening. So that means recording all your conversations. Even the founder of Alexa, who built the actual program, he doesn't have it. He said, I don't use it at all. Same thing with the owner of TikTok. He says his kids doesn't use TikTok, don't allow it. Wow. So what is that doing to your psyche? These people who are creating these products, they don't even use their own products.
Millennials, I need you to stop right now. Am I seeing things? Or am I in the 90s, 2000s? Where am I at right now? What in the holy grail of all things? Like, I can't even believe my eyes. You guys. Like, what? What? I don't even know what to do with myself. This is crazy. Oh.
Like, have you guys been to the mall lately? Has anyone in the chat been to the mall lately? Like, I went maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I was like, how is this thing in business? How are these businesses in business? Like, there's people in there, right? But nobody has bags. We went just to go walk around, right? We just had lunch, just go burn some calories and walk around. We didn't even buy nothing. Like, do people go to the mall to buy stuff now? Right? I'll just order it online for half the price. I ain't gonna buy it at the mall for 50 when I can buy it online for 20. It's crazy. And the stores that they have are just the Hallmark store. We go in the Hallmark store all the time because we like the little gadgets and gadgets, but shoe stores and clothing stores and hobby stores. It's just so weird. The mall is just so weird compared to how it used to be. I remember back in the day during Christmas time, I'm from Phoenix, right? So Arrowhead Mall, Bell Road, we would stay away from Bell Road during Christmas time. Like that, to get off Bell Road, it'd be all the way down. You'd have to get off on Thunderbird if you're lucky. But now, I'm sure it's just dead during Christmas.
Did I just find the Holy Grail?
Yeah, but what are you gonna do with those CDs?
The Holy Grail.
Cars don't even got them no more.
You guys.
Store ain't gonna last.
What in the 2000s?
She ain't even gonna buy nothing at that store. She's just window shopping.
And the DVDs are unreal. Buddy.
She's just window shopping. I keep thinking the clip's gonna end, but she keeps freaking going on. Sorry about that. But she's just window shopping. She's just gonna go in, go down nostalgia a little bit, see some things, see a CD, walk out with nothing. And that store's gonna stay open.
Realize where we are right now.
Yeah, I realized that it's just a store.
Just a store.
Wow.
Just think about it. Part 31. So for the 8th state of consciousness, let's get into Indy. Why is Indiana called the crossroads of America? Is it the highways? Is it the timelines? Or is it something much deeper? Indy is where time seems to fold. Same towns, same streets, same lives, repeating over and over. Some say the towns here feel frozen, but not in a bad way. More like they just caught in a loop. Could this possibly be a remnant of an older time structure? Did you know that Indiana literally means land of the Indians? But the tribes here ain't never called themselves that. So who named it? And why did they do it? And Indianapolis is one of the only capitals to ever be created after the state was already founded. There are whispers of ancient machinery hidden under this land. Circular mounds in perfect alignment. And to be in alignment, you have to be in sync. So what is Indiana in sync with? Indiana might not seem magical on the surface, but what if it's a timekeeper? A guardian of memory and rhythm inside the machine of America. So that really do make you question, are we still on time? Or did somebody already change the time? Just think about it.
A staggering amount of satanic Hollywood sellouts, all paying respect to their Lord and Master, all doing the same thing over and over and over again. And this really should help wake people up, right? This is a ridiculous amount of fallen angel worship and an overwhelming amount of evidence, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may recognize a lot of these
All of
people,
them, y'all.
some may
All
not.
of them.
Right, but the point will be made clear that these people are not to be put on pedestals and worshipped like the fallen angels before them, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden. You know, Alice Cooper. I did a 3-part series on him. Right? And that freak Marilyn Manson and his sellout Goonies buddy. And Princess Leia. Yeah. Janet Jackson. Prince. Muhammad Ali. Oh, I also found one with Muhammad Ali in a very clever photograph with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hey, Arnold doesn't care about your freedom. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. Ronnie James Dio. I saw him twice, so I could easily do a video on Ronnie James Dio. Robert Downey, the Iron Mason of Hollywood. I did a video on him, check that out. Let's see. Oh, Keith Richards. That shouldn't shock anybody. There's no way you get the longevity he had without selling your soul. This wrestling personality here. Rhea Ripley, I believe it is. She's making it very clear. Hunter, oh, he's something. Now, if you look him up, you'll find that he admitted to selling his soul. Charlie Sheen. Do you think he's still winning, ladies and gentlemen? All right, we'll zip through some of these real fast here. Look at this. Osiris Risen on speed dial, just to show you how ridiculous this is. All right, Michael Jackson. Johnny Depp. All right, watch my Alice Cooper Exposed series. In part 2, you'll see everything you need to know about the satanic sellout. Johnny Depp. King Diamond from back in the day. Ex-lead singer of Merciful Fate. You don't need to make a video about him. He's already an admitted
Oh yeah, look at his
Satanist.
painting.
Poppy. I don't know who Poppy is. Just another puppet, ladies and gentlemen. Just like Hugh Jackman. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is no different. So on and so forth, ladies and gentlemen. Just more speed dial. Look at this.
Easy right in our face, huh?
Madonna. Dee Snider. Oh, Bon Jovi. David Bowie. JK. Of course she's a witch, ladies and gentlemen. Right? She made her name on writing books about witchcraft. Shouldn't be a shock. All of your Hollywood celebrities, ladies and gentlemen. All of your Hollywood favorites. Right? Kiss. Right, check out Gene Simmons. Right? Paul Stanley. Peter Criss. Ace Frehley. the original group.
Definitely behind us. That's ice cream truck music, bro.
Could you imagine
That's
ice cream truck out there?
music.
This
Paleta
creepy video
Man.
comes from CJ Faison, I'll
The
tag him below,
bells.
and he's known for owning haunted properties all across the U.S. But in one of his most recent videos, he visited the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, and it did not go well. Because after pulling over momentarily, he begins to think he's being followed, and he begins to hear what sounds like an ice cream truck. I cut it short for time, but you can see the full thing on his channel. But let me know, what would you do in this situation?
It's an old school ice cream man too. They used to come around 3-4 times a day in the summertime.
That's behind us.
Now you're lucky if they come once a day.
That's ice cream truck music, bro. That's ice cream truck music. Keep shining your light down there. Keep shining your light down. Okay. Hey. You can hear like the hum of it coming closer too. Yeah. It stopped. Wait, stop. I'm serious. Let's put this out there. It's 9 o'clock at night. What the f is an ice cream truck going back to where no cell phone service? There's no houses back there. No. Bro. That's closer. That's am I hearing this correctly? I say we just drive. I say we just drive this way. Fuck that. I'm not waiting for an ice cream truck to come and murder us in the woods, man. No.
Sharks in Ohio.
What? How do they get in Ohio?
Up the river. I mean, all those rivers are connected. Do you know that this is kind of interesting? They actually had documented bull sharks stuck in the Great Lakes.
Yes, I'd heard about that.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Sharks swimming 1,000 miles from, Louisiana up rivers and getting stuck in the Great Lakes.
Well, they're one of the rare sharks that can breathe fresh water, right?
Mm-hmm. Catadromous. Yeah, so
That's
they go.
what it is?
Yeah, in and out of fresh water. They go through osmoregulation. They can get the salt out or in whatever they need, and then go into the rivers, spend time in the rivers, go back into the ocean to hunt.
The inspiration for the movie Jaws was apparently bull sharks in New Jersey, a series of attacks in fresh water on a river system.
Right, but near an ocean, I believe, right? Like at a
Yeah.
river mouth. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my understanding as well.
Yeah, these people were going into the river, and these bull sharks were killing them.
Right.
Like, in a river.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Nowhere safe. Nowhere is safe.
Well, they're really aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Found them all the way up in, like, Illinois.
Yeah. It's crazy.
What the fuck?
Like, think of the temperature in Chicago right now,
Oh, and the shark swims all the way up there, cold-blooded monster. Yeah. How do they get into the Great Lakes?
Well, they used to go up the Mississippi River, but I think with all the locks that are there now in place, I think the idea was that they got stuck there when they were building the locks, and then they died out over time.
When was the last known sighting of one?
I think some...
2 years ago.
Oh, there you go.
I find them. There's been one found in Iowa, Texas.
Iowa? How the fuck is a shark getting to Iowa?
French First Lady has been confirmed to be the French First Man. The journalist who exposed this story has now been cleared of defamation. The story about Bridget Macron isn't about gender. It is about identity laundering at the state level, i.e. Michelle Obama, aka Michael Obama. The journalist who exposed it didn't just stumble upon gossip, okay? She uncovered buried records, missing birth certificate, and a network of sealed French medical files that magically disappeared after Macron's rise. And when the defamation case dropped, quietly, without headlines, this wasn't a victory for free speech. It was a signal, a warning shot, because Bridget's identity was manufactured. Here's what they're really scared of. Several of the same intelligence handler who prepared Bridget's whole identity here also worked on Operation Psych, a classified media strategy that shaped French culture settlement after 2015. This isn't just a scandal, it's a prototype. A president, a partner, and a press, all engineered. This is just the surface. Part 2 is coming. Now ask yourself, if her past was built, how much of his presidency is real?
What's a piece of tech you refuse to just... The Ring security cameras.
I've already seen the access that can happen inside your house. I've seen too many stories and real news clips where people can hack into that and watch you in your own home. So nothing's protected in my opinion, so I won't use a ring camera.
Nowhere in all the tens of thousands of hieroglyphs found throughout ancient Egypt, not one single one of them shows anything about them cutting stone, nor does it show anything depicting the construction of a pyramid. The Egyptians are said to be a Bronze Age culture, which means that's supposed to be the most sophisticated type of tooling that they had. However, when modern tests have been done, it's failed miserably, and not to mention the precision is nowhere near it. It's a mystery.
I know Tom from MySpace, which was before Facebook. He told me the exact story of when he met Mark Zuckerberg. MySpace 05, it had more daily visits than Google in 05. Tom's like, man, I was on top of the world. I didn't listen to anybody. This young kid came up to me at a conference, said, hi, Tom, I know you're the king. I got this new thing called the Facebook, but it's not going viral. It's not that interesting. And Tom said, I turned to him and said, of course not. You only allow one photo. Allow photo albums. Tom told me that was a mistake to tell my competitor that, because Mark Zuckerberg, for whatever you think of him, is a smart dude. He instantly put photo albums. And from that moment on, MySpace was going down and Facebook took off.
The conspiracy theory is that they are going to put the blame on Pam Bondi for the botched release, force her to be fired, and then the more extreme version is the Epstein files have been damaged, destroyed, or lost because of Bondi. Wrap it up in a nice little ball, throw it in the trash, and then say, sorry, guys, we can't do anything about it. It was Bondi's fault.
What would be their motivation for that?
Well, if
fall
Trump,
for that crap.
whatever's going on, when they come out and say Epstein killed himself, and they say there's nothing to see here, nobody believes it. If your intention is to not release this stuff, how do you do it? Especially when Trump said in his campaign he's going to do it. Everyone is demanding it. The story will not go away. It was the top trending story all week, no matter what they tried. They came out and announced they were investigating Brennan and Comey, and that went beep and then gone, and Epstein came back. So PR strategy wise, what would you do? Guys, we're going to need a patsy to blame. So who can we throw out the window? And then what if you want to get real extreme with it, they could come out and say, guys, we had the files. Bondi destroyed them. We don't know.
Listen, I know this video was done in 1966, but be honest with me. How many of you believe that this is a real video? I really want to know.
He's in water, huh? Deep ocean. I mean, he looks more like deep ocean than space. It looks fake, but looks like deep water more than space. I mean, is that supposed to be the Earth in back of him?
When we were in Japan, a fisherman had one.
So it's called a frilled shark. Is there something that makes it a shark?
Look at those teeth. Oh, they have cartilage instead of bones. They branched off millions of years ago. I don't fucking know. They're sharks, bro.
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You made it this far. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all the love you guys have been showing. It's finally a nice, easy Sunday, y'all. I'm draining the pool back there. Everything's been a headache. All we do is clean it. We don't really have time to go swimming, right? I told Mama Bear before we did this, let's wait till he's a year old next year. He'll be a year old. He'll be more better. He'll be more, but now we have to take a shower after we swim. We got to bathe the baby after we swim. Like, it's more of a chore to swim than enjoying it. But she wanted it, put it up. We're going to take it down. So right now I'm draining it into the front yard. It's trickling out. It's not going too much. I'm siphoning it with my water hose. So it'll probably take all day, maybe all night, just dripping out. So no hurry with that. Take it down, fluff my grass back up because it's on my synthetic grass back there. But other than that, y'all just got to go to Walmart, get a little bit of groceries for the week. Mama Bear is going to go with the baby to her parents' house and spend the day over there. So I'm just going to kick it, y'all. Like, it's been such a busy weekend. We did a lot yesterday. Had that nice steak dinner, y'all. I've been to I'm not going to say quite a few. I've been to 2-3 steakhouses, right? 2 or 3 steakhouses. Always had bad experience because I cook a lot of steak, right? So when I go to a steakhouse, I'm like, my steak is better than this, and I'm paying $30. They're not seasoned, they're plain. We went to the steakhouse yesterday, y'all. Now I told her next time we will go in the fall because there's a lot of outdoor stuff to do at that steakhouse. But best freaking New York steak I've ever had in my life, better than me cooking it. That steak was delicious. So I said, I'll be back. I will definitely come back to this place once or twice a year. Delicious steak, y'all. So that was my experience yesterday with that steakhouse. Haven't had good experiences with steakhouses, but that one, hands down, best steakhouse I ever been to, y'all. So that was yesterday, y'all. But today I'm gonna kick it, y'all. I'm gonna kick it. After that grocery store, I'm hitting that couch and I'm relaxing. So I hope everyone out there has a good Sunday. When you're seeing this, it'll be the evening. So I hope your weekend was great. Hope your Sunday was great. Grind time tomorrow, y'all. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Got the baby. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. See you guys tomorrow. Later.